And we're back. Last video, we got the engine and the entire drivetrain out. Had a little accident with the transmission, but you live and you learn. In a future video, I think I'll probably try and do a repair on that transmission, see if I can weld that ear back on. It's cast aluminum. Welding cast aluminum is always, you get what you get. But we'll see if the repair will take. But I'm not really worried about it too much because, like I mentioned in the last video, I'm not going to use that transmission. It's a turbo 350. Not going to be nearly enough for the engine that's going to go in this thing. So I think today what I want to do is, now that we got the drivetrain out, the next logical step to me is to start prepping to get the cab off. So I think I'll start gutting the interior and getting that out. And then after that, I'm not going to have time for today, but after the cab is off, really it's just the bed, and then we'll be down to bare frame, and then we can really start planning for the fabrication. So let's get this cab torn apart. All right, so there's a few things I gotta do first to prep to even get the cab off. The first thing is the brake booster and the master cylinder are bolted to the firewall, and they have brake lines coming off of them. And these go down to what is probably a proportioning valve on the cross member on the front of the frame. So I probably am going to take those lines off at the proportioning valve, drain some brake fluid out, and then get the brake booster and master cylinder pulled off all as one thing. I'll just keep it all bolted together and just unbolt it from the firewall. I'm also gonna have to deal with the steering column, obviously. Don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with that yet, as far as take the steering column off here and pull it out through the cab, or take the steering wheel off and then fish it out the other way. I'll take a look at that a little bit later and see, but we'll start with the brake booster and the master cylinder. Progress. I got the two brake lines off the proportioning valve. One of them came out fairly easy. The other one was about to round off. It was so tight. So I ended up having to take the proportioning valve off the frame and that sensor off so that I could get a line wrench on it. With the line wrench, I was able to break it loose before the bolt rounded anymore, or before the fitting rounded anymore. Let that drain for a minute and we'll start taking the booster off. Oh yeah, the brake pedal, duh. All right, that's off. Sort of. All right, so with the master cylinder off, I'm gonna have to deal with this steering column. And I don't know yet whether or not I wanna disconnect it here and pull it up through the firewall, or take the steering wheel off and pull it down through the firewall. But I think either way, probably easiest thing to do is just get the dash removed. I'm gonna start getting the dash pulled out, because I might have to gut the inside of this cab anyway. I'll pull the dash out, and then that'll give me a better look at the steering column situation. probably gonna be easier to disconnect this at the steering box. All right, well, the steering column is off. Oh, I gotta try and get this wiring harness all off of it. All right, camera's right in the way. All right, as you can see, I got that out of there. That's what it looks like on that side. Just one bolt through there, and then this part slides out. So what is left? I think that's it. Just got to take care of some wiring, get the wiring off of there, and then there's some wiring that goes under there, and then it's ready to come off, I think, except for the body bolts and all that, of course. All right, it's the next day. We got the rest of the stuff disconnected from the firewall. So we're gonna start today with pulling these body bolts. Then we'll put the truck back down. Then we should be ready to lift the cab off. It's probably a bolt, and it's probably spinning on the other side. Well, that one came. So there are two down. The other ones look like they're slipping, so they're probably bolts and they're spinning on the other side. So we'll have to put the truck back down and then get on the other side.
Clear? Yeah.
I think so. Look, the truck's gone. We got half a truck now. So there she is, cab off.
Definitely gonna need some floor repair
Yeah,
and rockers and cab corners.
standard.
Yep.
Some nasty rust in spots,
Yeah.
but
That's to be expected.
the frame, I think, looks okay.
Yeah, frame's good. I mean, dirty. It's got some surface rust.
Yeah, there is a few spots that I'm gonna have to take a look at more closely and see if that needs attention, especially down that way, like under the bed. But I think it's okay. I think we're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
But with the cab off, now I can really start getting to work figuring out the situation for suspension. I'm gonna have to get to ordering axles. Is it just me, or does it look like the distance between this tire? Here, where's your measure taper? Distance between this tire and that bolt is different than on that side.
Well, 16 inches from the frame to the edge of the tread. 16 and a half inches.
So, off by a half inch, eh?
Yeah.
My micrometer's calibrated today. Yeah, that's probably the worst that I've seen so far is this driver's panel here. Passenger panel in the same spot is just as bad. And then I'll have to do all kinds of work on the rockers. I'm not a body guy, so
Want to bet?
you're definitely, yeah, you're definitely gonna see old Wingnut's Garage winging it on the
On the metal.
on the body work.
Hey, it's just metal fabrication. We can do it.
Theoretically. I could probably, trying to figure out timing and such.
Next up, the bed.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Should we get it all the way to frame and then start working, or do I just work on all the front, get the whole front situated, cab back down, then do the bed?
Depends on whether, do you want to sandblast the frame? Or do you just want to power wash it and rust restore?
I don't know, rust converter? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, if we're gonna treat the frame like that, then we'd have to get everything off.
If you're gonna sandblast it, then you take the bed off and get it down to bare frame.
That's it for this video. A little shorter than I normally do, but this seems like a logical closeout point. Next step will either be getting the bed off or starting to plan for some of the axles and suspension in the front. Stick around and thanks for watching.